heroes tonight. Rise up. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. Okay. Well. We're going to wait just a few more seconds here before we get started on this live stream. This interactive live stream. We're actually live streaming Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Friends, community members, welcome to an 11 a.m. edition of Your Answer and a Solution with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Santos Rolon Jr. out of Stockton, California. We do have a visitor. Jim, welcome to the broadcast. We're going to be here for about 30 to 45 minutes. What are we doing here? We are working on advancing our lives forward, right? Building the mind so that the body follows. Really, that's what it's about. Building the mind so that the body follows. Or should we be building the body so that the mind follows? I think it starts at the head. Right? Oh, I do have something that I want to share here. We're going to start off with got a few members that are coming on. We're going to wait. Let me see. Want to hear a roof joke before we get started on this live interactive broadcast? And I welcome everybody. You can remain anonymous here on this broadcast. You can hide behind the screen if you want to. You can ask a question. You can actually send me a question via the email there, SciTech. But here's a joke. I want to start off this. Want to hear a roof joke? The first one is on the house. All right. There's my little crummy joke. We're getting ready to start this wonderful morning here. I see we've got a few members that are coming on. We got a proverb. We're going to be sharing a proverb. I'm really excited. I'm going to do my best to keep this program fun, maybe fun and funny over the next 30 to 45 minutes, but really serious because we want to go forward. We want to build ourselves. We want to build our minds. And 30 minutes, 45 minutes to just reflect. Let's take some time right here. You know, that's exactly what the soldier's doing right here. So we normally come on, and Jim, we're gonna chat here in just a minute. It's time. We normally come on at 7 p.m. We're what are we doing? We are testing the time periods to see what's the best time period. But anyways, Jim, welcome to the broadcast. Since you're here, hope you're having a wonderful day there in Tucson. I see Mark was coming on earlier. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning there in Tucson, my friend. And Jim, you're one of my best contributors. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. We're going to read here a proverb in a minute. But I'm going to be sharing also just a little bit here. We're going to talk a little bit about knowing yourself, right? Know yourself, know you, know who you are, getting to know yourself, getting to know who you are, getting to know what you're all about, getting to know what moves you, what doesn't move you. We'll talk a little bit about this on this broadcast. I'm hoping to help somebody on this Sunday morning. Monday morning's coming. We're preparing for Monday. So we're live. And by the way, this is experimental also. I might have mentioned this. This is experimental because we typically go on at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'll know if this was a good experiment or not. Jim, how do you find purpose? Well, we find purpose. That's a good question. How do we find purpose, right? By the way, shout out to Facebook, shout out to LinkedIn. How do we find purpose today? What does the word purpose mean? Right? And then find. Find. Every individual is different. Every human being is different. Do we all find purpose in the same kind of cookie cutter type direction? Or do we find purpose? Do we find meaning individually? Strangely as it may seem, we all find purpose and meaning sometimes in the most strangest experiences. Sometimes they could be very happy, sometimes they could be very sad. Ultimately, it's the desire that's going to help you find that purpose, right? It's the desire, it's the hunger, it's the drive. It's one of the 7 evolutionary needs when you think about it. In fact, while we're here, let me take a look at this here. See if I can pull it up. Yeah. Purpose. Let me see here. Significance. One of the 7 human evolutionary needs, or 7 human evolutionary needs, is we strive to feel like we are valued and who we are. We strive to feel like we are valued and who we are, and what we have is recognized. This is something that we all strive for. We want to feel like the chief and leader. We want to know that we have something important and valuable, and our existence matters in some capacity. What happens when we don't feel significant? What happens when we don't feel importance? This is not a good place to find yourself at. That's for sure, Jim. Hey, shout out to Emily. Welcome to the live broadcast. We're going to be here for about 30 to 45 minutes. This is mind optimization. We're working on the mind, right? We want to work on the mind so that the body will take action, so that the body will move towards the goal of your choice. My friend, I believe very strongly that I know for me, when I speak about my journey, the journey that I've been on, the lack of knowledge, the lack of not knowing purpose, the lack of not knowing self. And we're going to talk a little bit about knowing self in this broadcast. We're all on a journey. We're all on a journey. When we're brainwashed, when our brain is hypnotized, diluted, we can't think of significance. We really don't have any, we don't feel important. We're just doing things, right? We're just like robots. We're just going around and doing things constantly, and we're not thinking. Kind of like the problem gambler, right? The problem gambler is not really thinking. He has to come to a program like this or some other program to get him to stop and think, right? To get him to stop and think. By the way, gambling is a lie. Gambling is a lie. So thank you for bringing that up, Jim, because it's so important for us today. Just does it make sense, man? It makes perfect sense to me that we should be focusing on purpose and direction, because if not, we're going to continue doing all of these things that we're not wanting, whether it's gambling, whether it's excessive drinking or excessive smoking or whatever it might be, the excessiveness of excessiveness, if you want to call it that way. Hopefully that helps a little bit, maybe get some understanding there. Jim, the emotions dictate. Can emotions dictate our purpose? I'm not too sure. Your emotions can dictate your direction. Your emotions can move your body, right? Your emotions can actually ruin your day. Your emotions can make you happy. Do they dictate our purpose? Do they have something to do with our purpose? I'm sure they do. what really dictates our purpose, Jim? You know what I believe dictates our purpose is our past. Our past. Does that make sense? We got to look back. We got to be willing to look back at the foundation. We got to be willing to look back at the cracks. We got to be willing to look at those POIs. I call them points of interest. Does this make sense, Jim? We have to go back. It's painful as it is. We really don't. Most people don't want to go back. Most people do not want to look at their foundation. Most people do not want to look at why they are where they are today. Most people don't want to do that. Why? It's painful. We can't go forward and talk about this at Gamble. We can't go forward if we don't look at that foundation. By the way, I'm in Stockton, California. I might have mentioned that earlier. And let me get into Hebrews. I want to read Hebrews here. Hey, David, thank you for the donation. I'm not sure where I stopped gambling for a week watching your video, and I got depressed over some event that occurred here in this very moment at a bar betting sports. Well, I'm glad that you're here, my friend. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that, David. I'm glad that you're here. You're in a good place. You're at a good place right now. Hopefully we can get you to stop and think, right? We can get you to stop and think and possibly even maybe plant some seed to go forward. Right? That's what, and by the way, 30 minutes are going to go by very quickly. Got a few people that are joining on. Hebrews, let's get into Hebrews real quick. For we know, Hebrews 10:30, for we know him that has said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. 31, it says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. I was thinking about this earlier. I wonder what it really means when the proverb says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of a living God, of the living God. I don't know if you believe. I believe in God. I'm not a church person, and I'm not here to talk about church. We're here to talk about building the mind. We're here to talk about getting away from problem gambling, whatever that problem gambling prison might be for you. By the way, gambling is a lie. Might have forgotten to say that. Let me take a look at Jim. Emily has gambling is a lie. It's hard because it's the award winning. It's the jackpots that get us, huh? It's the jackpots that get you. But you got to look at the losses too, right? We have to look at the losses. If you look at all your losses, is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing that you look at your losses that you've had? Well, it is a bad thing, but their losses, we can learn from those, right? You can learn, you can look at them and say, well, you can ask yourself, am I willing to continue this insanity? These losses are very heavy. You know, they're very big, right? They're big. Am I willing to continue down this path? We have to look at, it's like we have to take a look at what's really, really causing these situations in our lives. We can build a vision. We can be positive. We can work on self-talk. We can video therapy, right? We can do all of these things. What helped me, you know what really helped me in 2014, 2015, 2016 was a combination of life hacks. But one of the biggest things that I can honestly say was beginning to monitor my life. I think that's what really, really began to really show me some things about me. I began to monitor, I began to really just reflect and look at who I was. Who am I? Who is Santos? And of course, I turned to the journal. But monitoring, paying attention to your life. Simply just stopping and paying attention to your life. Would that make a difference for you right now? Stick around, David. Stick around, David. Stick around, Emily. Thank you for being here. Jim, let's say a person is a fearful person, so scared. So does the person find purpose in escaping and surviving and hiding? Well, again, fearful, right? We have to identify fear. What's causing these things to happen, right? We got to get back to the root. I'm telling you, Jim, we are so distracted in so many ways. People don't even know where to start fixing themselves today. I've got problem gamblers. By the way, problem gambling is a lie. I've got problem gamblers that come to my YouTube channel. Wonderful people, business owners, fathers, brothers, and sisters, and they don't know where to start. They don't know. They don't know where to start. You got to look at where you're at. For everybody's a little different, but you got to stop and say, where am I? You know, where am I going? One of the things is to know yourself, right? Know yourself. If you don't know who you are, I'll tell you one thing about people that don't know who they are. They're very proud. They're very defensive. They're very sensitive. They're touchy when you begin hitting these areas because they don't really know who they are. And until we are willing to humble ourselves and come to that place and acknowledge, you know what? I don't know. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing here. In fact, I don't even know how I got here. We got to get back. We keep putting that off, right? We procrastinate. And what happens? It gets worse. It gets shoved under. It gets harder. And we start talking to ourselves like a language. One of the key things that helped me was self-talk. I remember I started changing the way that I talk to myself. I started changing that negative talk that I had about myself. I started changing the words. I would interact. I would not interact, but I would change the words, certain words that I was using, that I was speaking. I would just eliminate them. And then I would bring in different types of words. And I would play games with myself and work on manipulating my mind because my mind was manipulating me. Does this make sense, Jim? What I'm talking about here? It's work. It's work, man. That's why a lot of people will come to this live program and they won't hang around because it's work, my friends. It's work. It is. I mean, we're going to be here for another 10, 15 minutes, and then we're gone for the day. What are we reflecting on after we leave these broadcasts, right? You read a good book, you do a good meditation, you watch a good video. What do you do afterwards, right? After. Right now, it's cool. We're reflecting. We're in the moment. We can think. What do we do after? The inspiration's gone. The motivation's gone. What do we do after? This is the mindset we got to get into. The disciplines, the repetitiveness, right? Repetition. I remember I would write in a journal. I remember I would write in my journals. And I would write in my journals. I would go in my car and spend 2 or 3 hours writing the same stuff over and over sometimes. Why the same stuff over and over? Because I was hard-headed. I didn't get it. I didn't get it the first time, the second, the third time, the fourth. I didn't get it. It took repetition. It took me writing over and over and over and over on pieces of paper to get it into my brain, to change the laws that were operating up here, that were dictating my life, that were ruining me. This is the stuff that helps, my friends. Yeah, it's a little difficult. It's a little challenging, but I mean, what are you going to do? Is there an easier way? By the way, I got another joke here, and this isn't a joke, but gambling is a lie. Shout out to LinkedIn. Shout out to Facebook. I don't know who's watching. ladies and gentlemen, friends, community members, I want to thank you for taking some time on this Sunday. Terry Ann Keys, hey, welcome to the broadcast. We're going to be here for just another what? Few minutes. Emily says, putting on your thinking cap. Yeah, money is a cover up for not being happy. Jim, I hope I'm getting to your questions there. By the way, if you're on the broadcast, I know there's the invisible man and the invisible woman. You're welcome. If you have a question, you got something that you want to ask me, join SciTech right below. You can send me a message. SciTech stands for Stay in Touch Email Communication. You can send me. I will respond to your email. I will respond, that's for sure. I'm here to support. I'm here to provide tools. I'm here to learn tools. I'm here to be supported. And I thank each and every one of you guys that have contributed financially, a donation. You bought me a cup of coffee. Thank you for supporting the mission. Let me see here. I don't know if Jim is still here. He might have walked out. Emily, I know the feeling from an ex-gambler. It's not worth the time and energy. We have to get some things going. We have to get some things going. We have to distract. In other words, we have to distract the distraction, right? Because problem gambling is a distraction. So we have to distract the distraction. How do you distract it? How are you going to do that? You got to create a formula. That formula starts with knowing who you are, knowing where you right back. How did I get here? Why am I doing this? Right? I'm not making love to the slut machine. Oh, I'm making love to the slut machines, right? There's a reason why I'm doing that. There's a reason why I'm inside the casino. There's a reason why I'm in the casino once a week or twice a week or 4 times a week, whatever. There's a cause. We got to go back. Why am I doing this? What's really pushing me? What human evolutionary need am I trying to fulfill here? Here's a good one for you guys. Which rock group has 4 guys who can't sing or play instruments? Just want to break the ice a little bit here. Do you know which rock group has 4 players that don't play any instruments or sing? If you have and you know who they are, in the comments. That's just a joke to break up the... Anyhow. Oh, that's what smells. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're winding down here. Emily, what was it, Jim? Feelings of confidence and peace of mind takes you towards purpose. Yeah, we have to identify a purpose. What is purpose? Why are you here, right? Why are we here? And a lot of it has to do where we came from. I really believe that because I look at my life. What I'm doing today has a lot to do with what happened to me in the past, my childhood, when I got beat up in New York on the street corner by that one guy delivery. Remember I shared the story of the guy that gave me some chop suey on the corner of New York City back, I don't know, I was probably 8 years of age. So the past, right? We are who we are today. There's footprints, there's POI, the points of interest that we need to identify. That's why a good counselor and a good coach is vital these days. Another thing that I'm going to say is the reason why I'm here where I am today, how I've been able to get here has been helped through coaches, in particular counselors, and 1 or 2 coaches that have helped me come along. So these are things that we have available. Anybody about the, let me see. Hugo, welcome. I got the question for the joke here in a minute. I'm getting distracted here. But we have to, there has to be some disciplines. There has to be community. There has to be tools. There has to be unity. And if we don't have this is the Soldiers of Self-Mastery is the perfect place. for problem gamblers, for people that are going through trauma, for people that have gone through trauma, for individuals that have had a really difficult, shitty life, childhood. Soldiers of Self-Mastery is the way, is the platform for us to come together, learn, right? Look back and build a future. Look back and build a new journey. You got to, in order to build a new journey, in order to find a solution, you got to ask the question, right? But you got to be able to look back and say, this is where I've been. Points of interest. This is interesting over here. You know, sometimes when you look back and you look back in your life and you have somebody, sometimes you need an accountability partner. You go back and you find some really interesting things in your life. Wow. And you reflect back on that. And it's like, you know, you can share these things with other people. You can help other people with the things that you've gone through, the difficult things, and even the great things of your past. All right. Which rock group has 4 guys who can't sing or play instruments? Mount Rushmore. It is a rock group, right? Anyways, I thought that was a pretty cool little joke. Wanted to throw that in there. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And let me see. Emily, think of money as a tool to get what you need and not what you want. That would lower some of that greed. Emily, I'm going to just invite you to join SciTech, right? Stay in touch. You get a couple of emails from me during the week. They're pretty good, inspirational. They're short emails. You be a part of this program. We're doing Wednesday live programs here. We're going to experiment with Sunday. We're going to experiment with these live interactive programs. We're doing something on Thursday also. We're doing a 7 p.m. on Thursday. We're working on that consistently. But the Sunday is typical. So I'm not too sure if we're going to keep it at the 11 a.m. or 7 p.m. PST. We're just experimenting. We want to reach out, Coach Cephas and I, and there's a couple of others that work with me. We're reaching out to people. We want to help people. We want to motivate people. But my goal, more importantly, is to put peace into your mind. Because if you can get peace in your mind, your body will take positive action towards the goal of your choice. Does this make sense? I got to get my protein in. By the way, we've got a few people that are following. They're joining in here. Thank you from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. There we go. I'm distracted by working. Now I don't think about the casino. That's good. You got to distract the casino, but you still have to confront the demon. You still have to think, right? You can't, if we just say, okay, I'm going to distract my problem gambling with work, you can do that. And if you become so strong at it, you can override the past. But you're still going to have temptations. You're still going to have triggers that you still have to confront and deal with. Those aren't going to go away immediately. At least for me, they didn't go away immediately. I struggled a little bit with the temptations and the triggers. In fact, in GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy, I talk about that you got to confront. You got to expect those things. Expect the trigger. Why not, right? Expect the trigger. Expect the temptation. Tell yourself, you know what? I know a temptation is going to come, but I'm ready for it because I'm expecting it. So when it comes, I'm ready for it. When you're not ready for it and it comes, it trips you up. You might fall down, and next thing you know, you're in front of the slut machine making love to in the casino. Does this make sense to confront what you're facing, what will face you, right? Don't run from it completely. In other words, you don't want to just sit there and say, okay, I'm going to sit here. I'm waiting for the trigger. No, but you're thinking about it. You know it's going to come. It could be a call from a friend. It could be maybe you're waiting for a check in the mail, a large check, and you know as soon as you get that check in the mail, you know where you're gonna cash it, and you know you're running, right? You're thinking ahead of time. Thinking ahead of time. By the way, gambling is a lie. Gambling is a lie. $7 p.m. All right, let's get some sounds on. We're winding down here. But I do want to leave you guys, those of you that are interested in wanting to change your life from today forward, from right here, you want to change, you're here on this broadcast. One of the first things that I would just say, start reflecting on yourself. Start monitoring you as a human being. We're so caught up with everybody else. We're so caught up with our children. We're so caught up with our spouse. We're so caught up with everybody else that we forget to monitor. Who am I? What am I doing? Why am I here in life? Why am I here on this live broadcast, sharing jokes and sharing my life? And why am I here? What's my purpose? We need to reflect, and it needs to start there. All right. And journal is one of the best ways to start doing that. Journal is one of the best ways to start doing that. All right, friends, it looks like we're going to be winding down here. I don't have any questions. I do my best here to interact with those of you. Again, I said we're here on Sundays, 7 p.m. Sundays. We experimented today at 11 a.m. We may go back to 7 p.m. It depends. I don't know. Maybe I might try the 7 p.m. tonight and see how that works out. Probably we'll go live again. We're just experimenting. Thursday, we will be coming on, Lord willing, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be talking about more of these subjects, more about moving away from problem gambling, moving away from the gambling addiction, moving away from that trauma mindset, right? Woe is me. Woe is me. Man, I lost a bunch of money. Man, I don't think I can make it. I'm tired of this thing. I just can't seem to get ahead in life. We got to move away from that. We got to move away from that. We got to move away from that kind of self-loathing, self-mentality, self-talk. We must move away from that. I can, I will, I do, I am. I can, I will, I do, I am. Hey, it's just a little bit. Hey, I'm just a snail. Hey, I'm just a turtle. I'm just at turtle speed. That's where I'm at. I'm just at turtle speed, Santos. I can, I will, I do, I am. Okay, so I'm going to remind myself of that as much as possible. Sure, why not? In the morning, when you're going through, hey, I can. When you're going through the difficult time, I can, I will, I do, I am. When you're having a good time, right? When you're having a great time, when things are going well, I can, I will, I do, I am. What is that? I can. What is I can for you? What is the I can for you? For me, it's meditation. For me, it's journaling. For me, it's self-talk. For me, it's exercise. For me, it's accountability, coming on live to the whole world and holding myself accountable. That's my I can, I will, I do, I am. What's it for you? What's it for you, my friend? We're at 33 minutes into the hour. We're going to be ending here probably soon. Probably soon, I say. 30 to 45 minutes, I said. 30 to 45 minutes of then to Saigon, I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. Repetition. Through repetition, I was able to change some machinery right upside my head. Mind, mouth, power, congruency. Today, I notice how my mind works and what helps me daily. The more that you know yourself and you understand how your mind works, you can trick it, you can manipulate it. Neuroplasticity, they call it. You can bend and you can mold your mind. Once you get to that place where you're molding and bending your mind, your body will begin to mold and bend also. And what I'm saying is the beliefs, right? The beliefs, the self-limiting beliefs, the beliefs that you have. By the way, what do you believe? You ever ask yourself the question, man, what is it that I really believe? Put it down on paper. Hey, welcome, Rays. Good to see you, my friend. Do you still get the urge? Emily is asking someone here. My job on this, my job or my purpose, one of my purposes is to help you kill your own desire for gambling. To kill your desire for gambling. I know when I killed my desire, when the desire completely died and I buried it, put it in a casket, had a funeral service for it. It was the greatest day of my life. I remember a while back thinking, man, I don't have the desire for gambling anymore. It's gone. It's gone. You know, you start the discipline, you start the process, the new journey. Eventually, as long as you keep, remember I said repetition? Remember that if you're paying attention, please, or you're taking notes, please. I said repetition is the key, right? Over and over and over and over. Santos, I'm tired. Well, it's insanity. But this insanity is a good one because you're doing something different that's going to get you a different result. The meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different when you know for a fact you're not going to get a different result because you've been doing it too long and it's got you messed up, right? That's insanity. Good insanity is going off in a different direction and repeating that new direction over and over until you get what you want, until you squeeze the juice out of all the lemons, right? If you're going to squeeze out of a lemon, you're going to squeeze all of the juice that you want out of it. That's how it is with life. That's how it is with your life. Man, I hope this helps somebody. I know it's helped me. I'm free from gambling forever. Forever. Not just for a month or 6 months. Forever. I'm free forever. And this is what I give to you. And I hope that somebody hears me today. The hope of killing the desire, completely gone, where you live your days, the rest of your days on this planet without having to go to gambling, without thinking about gambling. And by the way, gambling isn't necessarily walking into a casino. Gambling could be driving your vehicle with bald tires. That's a gamble too. So if you need tires, get them. Change your tires, right? You don't want to gamble with your life in the car. There we go. Thank you, Rays. Appreciate that, brother. Shout out to you. It'll get better. Hang around. Hang around. It'll get better. It will get better. Hang around. Mind, mouth, power, congruency. So no gambling is safe if you go every once in a while. For me, I don't go. I don't care about gambling. So to each their own. To each their own. Write down a budget as well, everyone. Yeah, write down a budget. Yeah, keep track of, analyze your life. Keep track of whatever it is, whatever works for you. But analyze and keep track, right? Like I say, journal. Get a book. These books are like $1. This one, Be Bold. Oh no, Be Bold on this one. Be Bold, right? And just fill them up. These are empty, I think. Some of these are. This one's got some. Just keep reaching for the stars. It's a cool little looking sharp. Cool little journals. In fact, I was giving them away on the broadcast, but I was actually giving these away on the broadcast, but nobody was really wanting them, so I stopped doing that. Maybe I'll get back to that again. Here's a journal that I've had for several years, and this is completely filled. As you can see, I'll show you. This is all the journaling, just to show you. Journaling that I do. And this has been over a couple of years, this journal here. Let me read something. There's some principles in this one. I'm going to read a couple of them. I got like 89. I don't know how many principles. There's principles that I've written in this book that I kind of live by. You can see some of these. You can see the numbers. I've gotten numbers. Can't really see too many of them, but these are principles that I just read and I go back and I live by. Let me see. Principle or philosophy. This I wrote in 2018. Number 76, create your own cocoon, a place that encourages growth and reminds you of where you are headed. It's number 76. Number 54. Number 54. Let me see. Where's 54? Tell people the truth when you need to. Your spirit will guide when it needs to happen. Tell people the truth when you need to. Your spirit will guide when it needs to happen. That was philosophy 54. Let me read one more before we end the broadcast. 35. Don't apologize for who you are. As long as your motive is right and pure, let the chips fall where they may. These are philosophies that I've written in a journal. I read these every once in a while. It's good to reflect back in your past, my friends. It's really good to reflect back. Keep track of where you are. Keep track of where you're going. It's going to serve you. Just like the budget thing. All right. My friends, we're winding down. This helicopter is getting ready to land on the landing pad. The helicopter that we're all in, getting ready to land. I see the numbers decreasing. So we're going down. We're not going down. Okay, we're going up. We were going down. So well, see again, just to show you something here, gambling makes me self-harm. It makes me hate myself when I lose, right? And it's very hard for me to walk away. I'm glad you shared that here, but you don't want to repeat that to yourself, right? You don't want to repeat that to yourself. What would I do with that statement? I would make my own mantra. And I would say, you know what? Gambling has harmed me, but I am going to heal myself. Okay? Gambling, my losses. I understand my losses, but I'm going to learn to love myself again. I'm going to make my life easier because right now it's hard. I will learn to walk away. You got it. These are the things that we have to do to ourselves. See, self-talk, right? Journaling, a statement like that, you write it down and you read it to yourself and you read it to yourself. As I mentioned earlier, repetition is what it takes. Anthony Robbins talks about repetition and immersion, right? We got to swim in it. We got to be involved in it. It's like people that come to my Soldiers of Self-Mastery mission, right? You come watch a video once a week, maybe twice a week. And then you're wondering, my friend, why you're struggling. I've got plenty of good videos that you can watch, 4-minute pound. I call them 5-pounder videos, 3-pounder videos, 20-minute, 20-pounder videos. The thing is to come back. You don't have to sit there and look at my face. You can play me in the background while you're listening to, you're driving or you're going to work or you're doing something. You can play these videos in the background. If this is all you have, I mean, there's other videos and different things that you can use. This is the way to take advantage of video therapy. And I'm telling you, this is what I've done. I've listened to Dr. Maxwell Maltz, Zig Ziglar, Dean Graziosi, Anthony Robbins, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy. I've listened to their videos, Earl Nightingale. I've listened to their videos over and over, 2 hours, 3-hour videos. Some of these videos are 30 minutes. Some of them are 4-hour long. And I would just listen to them over and over because I knew for a fact that I needed to override my brain. Somehow in there, inside my machinery, I needed to pump stuff inside there. And that's all I knew. I just knew how to, that's what I heard, right? Pump stuff in your brain, just repetitively, pump stuff in there, let it go in there. If it's the same thing, let it go in there over and over. In fact, right now I'm preparing myself for I'm a life agent. I help families get protected before there's a need. Final expenses, right? There's a lot of rebuttals. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of people that are very negative that need to be educated. So I have to transform. I have to literally transform my way of thinking more. And let me tell you, my friends, you can advance your life so far every day that it'll amaze you if you're willing. If you're willing, you can advance your mind with your self-talk, as I've mentioned here. I'm not going to get too deep because we're going to end, but you can push yourself so far every single day. It's up to you. It really is up to you. Stop listening to the naysayers. Stop listening to the bullies. Stop listening to the narcissists. Stop listening to the casino, because the casino has great music, right? It'll play the music. Ooh, it'll play. Gambling's a lie, but it'll play the music, and next you know, you're dancing to the sway of the music of the casino. Put it all, shove it aside. Focus. What do you want? Where you want to go? What do you want? Peace. You want tranquility. You want self-control. You want mastery. You want to be able to control your mind. There's a price. There's a discipline. It starts here, my friends. I want to thank all of you guys that have been with me on this 11 a.m. broadcast here. I will be coming on at 7 p.m. tonight for about another 30 to 40 minutes. I will be coming on. We're testing the times on Sunday. And then we'll be back here on Thursday again at 7 p.m. There's going to be videos during the week here at Soldiers of Self-Mastery YouTube. There's a couple of emails. And if you have something you want to ask me, I'm still offering a 30, 45-minute coaching session with me. If you have a goal, you got something in your life, you're stuck. I don't care what it is. If it has to do with gambling, if it has to do with addiction, if it has to do with trauma, and you feel that you can trust me, send me a message. I will do a 30, 45-minute coaching session with you, and we will find something. We will progress. We will progress from there. That's a fact. Whether you, whatever you do from that point, we will progress. So, my friends, I want to thank all of you guys that joined me. Hamo, KDP, welcome. We're coming to the end here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Here, Hamo, make sure that you soldier scribe to this mission. Soldier scribe to Soldiers of Self-Mastery, okay? Yeah. Raise. Terion. Got a shout out to Jim Yumoto there. And who else? There's Emily. I want to thank Emily. I am Santos Rolon Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Stockton, California. Hugo. There we go. Shout out to Hugo there for hanging out with me. And the Invisible Men, the Invisible Women. I know there's been a few others here. There was David. Thank you, David. I appreciate the contribution, man. It goes a long way to helping others. It helps me too. It helps you and it helps others, right? Win, win, win. It's not just about us, man. It's about others also. We got to keep that in mind. Right? It's about others also. And then who else was? Oh, Mark. There we go. Shout out to Mark. All right, my good friends, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hey, I'll be back here. We're going to experiment, see how 7 p.m. goes. We've had a good number. LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. StreamYard. It takes courage for you to be you, and I'll see you at the top on the inside on my very next one, my friends. Peace through strength. I will do a giveaway on the next broadcast. All right, my friends. I'll help you get there. I will help you get there if that's what you want. Hang around, be a part of this community. I will help you get free and stay free if that's what you want. All right, my friends, until my next one, I'll see you at the top on the inside. Round the globe, trying to protect your soul. Above the sky. We'll read some more tips tonight. All right, guys, I got to get off the airwaves.